Hey everybody. Yeah, we just finished reading the Prayer of Jabez. We just finished the entire book, and thanks everyone for that. Now we are on the Dream Giver by Bruce Wilkinson. This is the actual Dream Giver book. This came after the Prayer of Jabez. We are on chapter 7. Okay, Ordinary Thieves in the Land of Promise, and we begin. Today is just in case. Today is March 5th. It is Sunday, 2017. Ordinary Thieves in the Land of Promise, Chapter 7. When Ordinary passed through the Anybody's city gates, he saw hope and joy on every face. "Thank you, warrior," the Anybody's shouted. "Thank you for helping us." But the celebration hadn't moved far into the city when Ordinary began to see signs of want and need. He was shocked to see that some Anybody's lived in the dirt. Some lived in homes built out of sticks and mud. Still, all day and all night, the celebration filled the streets of the city. The next day, grateful Anybody's begged Ordinary to stay with them for a while. "Yes," he said, "but only for a short time." He still had a big dream to pursue. He could picture the city where he would accomplish his dream more clearly now than ever. It was a beautiful city with white marble walls, and it shone with promise in his heart, and it felt very, very near. In the days that followed, Ordinary walked through every street and lane and path of the dismal city of Anybody's. He talked to young Anybody's and old Anybody's, and what he saw and heard filled him with sadness. Yes, the giant of darkness was gone, but years of tyranny had left the city damaged and broken. The needs of the Anybody's were great, and their hopes were few. Ordinary's heart began to ache in a way it had never ached before. One day, Ordinary took a stroll near the city gates. As he walked, he talked with the friendly Anybody child who followed him. Then he heard the Dream Giver say, "What do you see?" Ordinary stopped. He looked down into the child's face. "I see beautiful Anybody's in great need," he said. "Yes," said the Dream Giver. "What else do you see?" Then Ordinary looked up. He could hardly believe his eyes. Carved in the inside of the gate was the name of his dream. "Your big dream lies here," the Dream Giver said. Could it be? Instantly, he knew it was true. He had arrived. Then Ordinary understood why he hadn't recognized his big dream when it was right in front of him. The lovely city he had imagined all along was not his dream, but a picture of what his dream would accomplish. The big needs of these Anybody's matched perfectly the big dream in his heart, and it was time to do his dream. Ordinary was so excited that he let go with a whoop of joy, much to the delight of the Anybody children. The next morning, Ordinary woke up early, ready to begin. Of course, he had no idea where to begin. There were so many needs that he was overwhelmed. He was just one dreamer. But he decided to begin at the beginning. He saw the need nearest him and tried to meet it. He spent what he had. He did what he could. He used what he knew. Every day he asked the Dream Giver to help and guide him. And things began to change for the Anybody's. Time passed, and Ordinary worked hard. Doing his dream could be difficult, but Ordinary had never felt more fulfilled. He was building something new from something broken. He was meeting big needs while doing what he loved to do most. One day, more dreamers arrived in the city. For many days, they walked the streets and talked to Anybody's, young and old. Then they told Ordinary that the city of Anybody's was the city of their dreams too. Immediately, Ordinary saw that it was true. The two dreamers had resources that Ordinary lacked. They had skills he had never learned. They could meet important big needs that Ordinary couldn't. That was a very good day for Ordinary, and he felt for Anybody's too. More time passed. Ordinary's devotion to the Dream Giver grew. He always did what the Dream Giver told him to do. He was careful to remember what the Dream Giver had done, and he worked hard to protect his dream from compromise. Then, one day, Ordinary made a surprising discovery. and anybody had told Ordinary that he didn't enjoy his work very much. And Ordinary had noticed that he wasn't very good at it either. Ordinary asked him, "What do you love to do most?" When he answered, Ordinary saw the problem. There wasn't much opportunity here for this anybody to do what he loved. Ordinary thought for a moment. "Do anybody's have big dreams?" he asked. "I wish," the antibody said wistfully. "I wish I had a big dream." "But it seems like you do," explained Ordinary. He thought some more. Then he asked, "Have you always lived here?" "Yes," he said. "So this is familiar to you, right?" "Yes," he said. "It's very familiar. I'm comfortable here. I find the routine is reliable. But sometimes it feels like something big is missing, or that I—" "Say no more," cried Ordinary. That evening, Ordinary taught the village of anybody's his unfamiliar tune. Only now that he was a somebody living his dream, he knew the words too. It was a song about the special place that every anybody has in the dream giver's heart. It was a song about how every anybody is made to be somebody special and accomplish great things. After that, a lot of anybody's began waking up to their big dream. Some found that the city of their dream was the city of anybody's. Others set off on journeys of their own. And not long after that, the city began to look a lot like the picture of the big dream that Ordinary had carried in his heart for so long. More and more the city's walls gleamed in the sun like white marble, and his streets shone with promise. Then one day Ordinary thought he heard the dream giver say, "Come further." Ordinary found himself walking, knapsack over his shoulder, along the far wall of the back of the city. He had noticed a little gate he'd never noticed before. He heard the dream giver again, "Come further." He opened the gate and stepped outside. But as he did, he felt strangely uncomfortable. He looked toward the distant unknown. "Well done, Ordinary." The dream giver said, "You are a good and faithful dreamer. Now let me show you more." "More?" asked Ordinary. "More," said the dream giver. "There's so much more of my big dream waiting for you." Now Ordinary looked at the horizon again, and he saw many valleys and wide waters, and he saw the gleam of the many more lands of promise waiting for a dreamer to claim for the dream giver. "Soon you will leave what is familiar once again," the dream giver said, "and I will be with you." Suddenly Ordinary understood. His big dream in the city of anybody's was nearly done. He was ready now for the dream to grow into a new and bigger dream. Soon it would be time to pursue it. Ordinary looked again toward what lay in his future. The horizon was full of promise. "Thank you, dream giver," Ordinary whispered. "Thank you for the gift of my big dream." And he began to hum an unfamiliar tune. "Dear Father, I'm writing to you after a very long journey, but I made it. I'm living in the land of promise and watching my big dream happen all around me, and to think it all started with sticks and mud when I was a boy. Father, I discovered that every nobody has a dream and it's never too late to pursue it. I know you thought your dream died, but a big dream never dies. Your dream is here somewhere waiting for you, and if you don't pursue it, something very important won't happen. Of course, Mother has a big dream too. I can't wait to see both of you. Father, as you see, I'm sending you my feather. It will help you on your journey. It will lead you straight toward a miracle that has your name on it. I miss you. Love your son, Ordinary." So now we've got part 11. and we will do that. I'm going to stop, and we'll do part 11 now. Okay, I'm going to stop, and then we're going to start chapter 11, because that was the end of the journey and the beginning of the new one. But now we've got to get into, it actually says part 2. Roman numerals. The journey to your big dream. And because of this, I will go ahead and read this tonight. And so I'm going to push stop. And then I will start again with part 2, which was not chapter 11. It was chapter 7 was the last chapter. Then we go into part 2.